I couldn't walk, I couldn't drink, I couldn't eat. I had a raging temperature, and it was frightening. I was frightened for the first time. Hi, I'm Sam, and I was diagnosed with AML in April 2016. I was going through a really tough time in 2015. I'd lost my sister in June, very suddenly, to pneumonia. And so I was grieving and finding it quite difficult. So I didn't really think anything of the infections that started availing me in September. And they were chesty coughs mostly, colds. So I just thought, I'm stressed out, I'm bereaved, I'm grieving, I just feel really low. And I just thought that was why I was having all of these infections. And it was, 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And that's how it was for many, many months. And everybody kept saying to me, please go to the doctors. Please, you need some antibiotics. But I'm not the kind of person that goes to the doctor. And I just thought I'll just ride it out and, see how I go. I was too busy to even think about going to the doctors. And then obviously, because I was up in the night coughing so much and working, the fatigue really set in. And that was quite difficult to deal with because I was a bit of a mile a minute kind of person. So to feel fatigued and not want to do anything was very alien to me. It's not who I am. Yeah. And then I started having night sweats. So that kept me up as well. The night sweats, I thought, perhaps could have been the start of the menopause. So I accepted that, I was 41, nearly 42. And that was the time that I would probably start to feel some kind of symptoms. All of the women in my family have gone through the menopause early. So that's just what I thought at the time. Yeah. I didn't think anything of it. I understand what stress can do. And I know that these are all symptoms of stress. But this is ridiculous because I felt like I had a handle on the situation. I started to feel like a bit breathless. But then I thought, I've had infection after infection after infection. My poor chest has had enough. I lived on the second floor. There's 39 steps to my flat. And I used to feel like I'd run a marathon just walking up those steps. And then I sort of noticed the bleeding. So I've always had heavy periods from the get-go, but this was on another level. And that then makes you feel quite drained because you lose a lot of iron. But again, didn't think anything of it. Thought, oh, well, I'm definitely going through the menopause because this happens. So, maybe I should think about going and seeing the doctor in a couple of months, having a hormone test just to see. The bruising started fairly early on, but got worse. So I'd have purple, black bruises on the backs of my legs. And I just thought there's something wrong with my blood because the bruises aren't going, yellow and all that kind of stuff, green. They're just not changing colour. They're purple and black. And they're not really going anywhere. But I ignored it. So I woke up that morning with the most horrendous pain in my gums. They were really, really sore. It was so painful. Couldn't really eat much, couldn't really drink much. And I did feel a little bit feverish. I phoned the doctor and I said, I need an appointment. So this was the Monday. I need to see a doctor. And the appointment was made for the Thursday. But by the Wednesday morning, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drink, I couldn't eat. I had a raging temperature, and it was frightening. I was frightened for the first time. And I rang my daughter, and she was at uni at the time, and I said, I need you to come home because there's something wrong and I don't feel well and I don't want to be on my own. So she came home, she took my temperature, and it was nearly 40 degrees. So she said, right, we're not messing about anymore. We're not waiting for this doctor's appointment. So she rang 111, and because of the fact that the pain was in my gums, they sent me to the emergency dentist. And she said that my gums had opened, so food was able to get inside my gums, and that was causing an infection. So she gave me some antibiotics, really strong antibiotics. And I started to take them, and I instantly felt better. And I said to my daughter, I don't think I need to go to the doctors, because it's obviously this infection that I've had in my mouth that's causing all of these issues. There's obviously an infection in my body, and these antibiotics are going to get rid of it. And my daughter just said, you are going to the doctors, because there is more to this than just a gum infection. So the following day I did go. He said, I think that you have a stress-related illness, but I am a little bit concerned because you're really pale, which suggests to me that you're anemic. So I need to know how anemic you are. So I'd like you to book a blood test. Didn't think anything of it, just thought they'll call me tomorrow or the day after and say, you're really anemic, you need iron tablets and all of that kind of stuff. So I went home, didn't think, it was a concern. So the following morning, I got a phone call from the surgery, and they said, and they didn't gild the lily at all. They just said, so we've had your blood test results back. There is something really wrong with your white cell count. So you need to go straight to Worcester Royal. There is a bed there waiting for you. I walked into the ward and went to the reception desk, and I said, hi, I'm Samantha Slaney, and I've been sent from this surgery, and apparently I need to speak to this consultant. And they sort of said, okay, well, if you could just go and sit in the waiting area a minute, we'll see to you in a minute. And then all of a sudden, there were lots of people around me. And they said, right, we're going to take you in here and we're going to check you full body. You're going to have a lot of blood tests today. We're going to be sending you for CT scans, for MRIs, and this afternoon you're booked in for a bone marrow biopsy. And then I went and had the biopsy. And then half an hour later, the consultant came round and she pulled the curtains around my bed. So she said, but I'm sorry to say that you have blood cancer. So I just sort of sat there stunned and said, okay. And she left, and I burst into tears because I just thought, how the hell am I going to tell my kids?